What's up, people? Welcome to the Chrisless SmokeSesh. Chris has got one more week off this week. He's busy doing a lot of shit, so the past 2 weeks he hasn't been able to do it. He's off in New York City at an undisclosed location right now, so we'll be missing him today, but we got Danny Nelson to fill in, and he's going to come on in 15 minutes or so, and cheers to all my wonderful friends out there. I love you. Thank you for joining me and joining the sesh. We hope all you guys are okay out there. I don't know, man. It's finally spring here in New York. The weather's beautiful. High 50s, beautiful sunshine, blue skies. I killed my hangover hanging out outside today. It was a great day, and I stayed outside as much as possible. Played with the Barracuda quite a bit today. Changed the plugs, cap, rotor, wires, tuned up the carb. Everything looks like it's working pretty good. Got to do a little more fine tuning tomorrow, and then we are out and burning rubber, baby. I can't wait. So yeah. So Jimmy Foster says that IB is dad slam. Well, yeah. So we are still the best slam band there is. So it doesn't matter. We are the kings. We always will be the kings until I die. So anyway, we've got Danny Nelson up, man. Danny is a funny dude. I've known Danny a long time. I am so looking forward to talking to Danny. He is the man. I'm sure will bring some levity to our situation here. So, that's awesome. What's the weather like by everybody? Look, Jason Reynolds says it's 52 in Toledo, the glass capital of the world. That's awesome, dude. 52 is nice. You can't complain about that. Phil, I need parts for my Barracuda. We might have to talk. Corey, what's up, man? Raphael, what's up, brother? Boy, we got a lot of people here. Hope you guys are ready for a fun sesh. It's going to be fun. Billy Rubino, what's up? I didn't see you at all today. I was playing with Greyhounds a lot of times today, and we had a good time shooting people. Hope you're having a good time. So whatever. Oh my God, 3 hours getting a COVID vaccine, Brandon. Man, that's a lot of work, man. I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I don't wait on lines, and it's not because I'm somebody important or special. As a principal, I don't wait on lines. It drives my wife crazy. So. Yeah, I don't wait on lines. I just don't. I leave. So it could be a life or death situation. Sir, if you don't get the shot, you will die. I'll be like, there's 3 people online. I am not fucking waiting. I've got too much shit to do. So anyway, whatever. Oh, wow. Look, Lorinda's joining us. Awesome. Tossie's here. Oh, it's 80 degrees. Yeah, of course. It's 80 degrees where he is. All right, we're not there yet, but soon we'll have 50 degrees, about 30 degrees more, and it'll be 80 here. So, whatever. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait for summer. I can't wait to wear shorts and a t-shirt. That is like my jam. That's my happy place. I'm going to put on my fucking dad shorts and everything else and be really happy and drive my car and play music. Looks like Europe closed themselves for the summer, so we're not going to be in Europe. I'm still holding out hope for America. I don't know what's going to happen. We're supposed to have a tour in August, full tour. We'll see what happens. It's not looking good, but we'll see. People are getting vaccinated, so it might happen. We'll see what happens. 50s in Wisconsin, 57 in Philly. That's not bad. The pollution adds like 3 degrees, so I think it's like 52 up here. Add 5 degrees, and you get 57 in Philly from the pollution. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you got? It looks like freshly fallen snow is melting in Switzerland. That's good. Happy to hear that. Switzerland in spring. That must be awesome. Have I ever played in spring? Only in summer. I think only in summer, never in spring. I would like to go in spring where things are just getting in bloom. Oh, man, that must be awesome. All right, this one's for Howard Burton since he has to remind me of our sponsor. See, I don't remember these things because I'm not a pot smoker. So we are sponsored by BrutalGlass.com, BrutalGlass.com, BrutalGlass.com for all your smoking lamp needs. If you like to smoke marijuana and you love death metal, check out BrutalGlass.com. It's right up your alley. They've got some sick shit. It's going to be crazy. They've got crazy stuff. Am I drinking anything good? Yes, I'm drinking something fantastic. Baker's 7-year-old. 107 proof. Very good. Tasty, smooth. It's got that nice spicy bourbon taste with a little bit of sweetness to it. I really like it. Yeah, I gotta watch. I can't drink too much, but tonight I'm trying to stay sober on the sesh. I noticed I watched last week's session. Towards the end, I was slurring a little bit, so not very good. Brandon asks, when are we going to get Ross Dolan on the sesh? I will, dude. Those guys don't do much Facebooking, and they don't do much. They're on Instagram, but it's hard to get in touch with them. But I will get in touch, and we will get Ross on. We're gonna definitely get somebody from Pyrexia on, and we got a couple other people that we're working on getting on. Just takes time with scheduling, and we don't want to have guests every week. Sometimes we don't want to have guests, so we got to space things out, but we'll get there. I want to wish a happy birthday to Maureen's son Keegan, 16 years old, I believe. Unbelievable, 16 years old. Oh my God! If my kids were 16, I would shoot myself, which is coming in 4 years. So I guess I got to get ready to shoot myself. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, you guys are excited for Danny. I'm excited too. I hope our Skype connection works. We had some trouble when we did our test call, but we'll see what happens. Okay, Brandon, you can annoy me and I can block you. No, I'm kidding. I haven't, dude. It's on my want list. I have him on my want list. So we'll get there. You just, like I said, it takes time and it takes a bit of luck too. A lot of getting people and getting all this stuff aligned to make it work. It takes a lot of persistence on my part, and it takes a lot of luck. Sometimes people just are not around and they don't receive your messages, and scheduling dates become impossible. So we'll get there, man. So Will is definitely a good choice. Yeah, I'd like to get Will. He's on my list. Will speaks with a really low voice. I don't know if it'll translate online, but we'll see. Andrew asks, what am I smoking? I am smoking my usual Diesel Unlimited Maduro 6x60. Fantastic go-to smoke. So I love it. It's smoking a little weird right now, so I'm expecting it to unravel on me or something. I have a feeling it's a dud. Cigars are all handmade, so, anything could go wrong. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Yes. That's true. Today is the spring equinox, I believe, Amanda. Yeah. Was it yesterday? No, it was today. And it's so funny. Yesterday here in New York, it was fucking cold. It was like 26 degrees. This afternoon, it's 40 degrees warmer. What a crazy temperature swing. But that's spring, man. That's how it works. That's how it rolls around here, So Chris has been busy for 2 weeks. Him and I haven't had a chance to write anything and share any music with you. Hell, we'll get back to the writing board when he gets back on Monday or Tuesday, and we'll share some riffs with you, So, that's how it is. What's up with another Chris, man? Well, I told you, he's busy, undisclosed location for the past 2 weeks. He's been running around like a maniac. Maybe he'll tell us all about his adventures when he returns next week. Next week, we will have Jim from Sick Bay on. Sick Bay is a great band. If you don't know who they are, check them out. We want to introduce you guys to them. And I actually think Jim is almost as old as me, which is shocking because very few people are older than me. I could be all your fathers, and some of you I could be some people's grandfathers because I know how old some of you are. So that's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. So anyway, Daniel, Phil Erdman checking in. Love Sick Bay. Yeah, Phil, I need to talk to you about parts. If it's just auto parts, I can get them. If it's restoration parts, that's a different story. So we'll have to talk. Colleen says, very cold. Enjoy your weekend. Okay. Well, I am, this is the best for me. I'm going to answer this question for Schmelly since we have a couple of seconds. What guitar plans have you played over time? Oh my God. Jackson, let's see. Jackson, Charvel, Paul Reed Smith, Gibson, ESP, and Carvin. ESP is my favorite right now. I'm endorsed by ESP, so I play them. But if I had to choose a second best, it would be a tie between Carvin and not Kiesel, Carvin and Paul Reed Smith. Paul Reed Smith guitars are just they're fucking fantastic. That's all I can say about that. So you know, Jason Reynolds says he's old too. All right, bro. How old are you? 40, 42? That's not old. So I am not meant. That's right. I have to mention I did play a Parker Fly. I actually probably played one of the first production model Parker Flies because I actually designed the packaging for the Parker Fly and the instruction booklet and all that stuff. Yeah, but it got stolen. So I'm not very happy that it got stolen. I love that guitar. My partner in crime, Chris McCarthy, says he would never get on stage with me with that guitar. So I don't know. It's a great guitar. Only weighed like 2.5 pounds or something like that. It was crazy. 46. Ha! You're a baby. I wish I was 46, man. Danny should be calling in any minute. It better fucking work. So, and he better be drinking. I hope he's drinking. Danny's a good drinker. He's professional at it. So, I hope it works. We'll see what happens. He should be in any minute now. It's 5:15. Obviously, he's being. Oh, I'll do a guitar collection video for next week, dude. I'll go up into my studio and film and just I don't have a huge collection. It's about 7 guitars, but I'll show you. All right, here comes Danny, man. He's coming.
Yo.
There he is.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Hanging in, brother. Hanging in.
Hanging in. How was your day?
It's pretty hectic so far, but whatever.
Why was it hectic?
You know.
You couldn't get to the beer store in time?
No, I already had beer in the fridge, but
nice. You're always prepared. That's what I like to see.
You just up too late doing stupid shit, wake up late.
I hear you. So how's it going, man?
It's going. I don't know where, but it's going somewhere. Hopefully somewhere good.
I hope so too, man. How's the pandemic been treating you?
To be honest, I haven't really skipped a beat.
You haven't?
No, I mean, I haven't. Thankfully, only a couple people I know had it, and they survived. They got through it okay. Everything was cool, and that's about it. I mean, quarantine, we had that shutdown. We just kind of did that, and that was it.
Yeah.
So that's about all we're doing.
Yeah. What about you? Are you guys writing new music? How's that working out? What do you do? What's going on with that? I think everybody wants to know that.
Yeah, well, we actually had a lot of music from 5 years ago, and we finally recorded it all. So we have 9 brand new songs ready to rock. I just have to do my part.
Okay.
So they're just waiting for my slow ass.
Oh, so you're holding up the whole affair.
You know what it is, dude? The one thing this pandemic did was also being in a band for almost 30 years, I don't know what the fuck to write about. So writing lyrics for each new album has been a lot harder.
I get that because I handle most of the lyrics. So I get that. It's like how do you write something different, but not so different that people are like, what the fuck is this? You know? And I totally get it, man. And you have to get into a groove.
Yeah, you do. And once you're in it, so usually the last few albums I've been, I really just go for, I polish the lyrics up right before I go in the studio.
Right.
So, and I'm really used to just doing one track at a time. Like I'll go in, bust out a track and leave because I don't want to kill my voice. I want to get the best performance possible.
Right.
Not like our old albums where I'm trying to sing 13 songs in a 3-hour session and just, you can hear that I suck.
Right. Stop.
So yeah. So how about you? How you been?
I've been okay.
Yeah.
The pandemic's been a little rough on me. I lost some friends because I have a lot of,
Oh no.
you know, I have a lot of older friends.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have a lot of friends like cigar smoking buddies that are in their 70s and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
So I lost a few of them due to the
Ah,
COVID thing.
sucks.
Yeah, it does. And I had a couple of friends who got really sick, but fortunately survived.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know what? It's just sucked for me because you know, I finally got the band. I guess since like 2000, so maybe like 4 years ago or 5 years, since 2017, I finally got the band where I wanted it, where like we could pick up and go away for a month and tour, and constantly
Yeah.
tour
Yeah.
tour a lot, and we were doing it.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
2020 was looking amazing with the tours we had lined up, and all of a sudden it all came crashing down. And I'm telling you, dude, I'm falling apart. Like physically,
Yeah.
I'm falling apart because we're not touring. You know, I
Well,
swear to God.
you're in your fucking 50s right now.
Yeah, man, and it's bad, dude. It's not fun. I
No,
just
it's
had,
not.
I just, I just had an
I'm falling
MRI on my back because I haven't been able to walk for weeks because my back is so fucked up.
Jesus.
Yeah, but so I go to the doctor and I get the MRI. I go to the back surgeon. He looks at my back and he's like, "It's fine." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's good news. Can't I walk?" And he's like, "Okay, let me do this thing." He tells me to turn my leg. I turn my leg. He's like, "Your hip is fucked up, and and your back is trying to compensate for your hip being fucked up." So now I got to go for another MRI. It's like a fucking one MRI and doctor appointment after the other. I swear to God, man.
Dude, you know, you got to stop hula hooping.
I
That's the
know.
whole problem. You know, that's your problem.
I know.
Hula hooping really hurts your hips after a while.
I know, but you know what? I hot glued all those razor blades around the outside of the hula
Ooh.
hoop. So, you know, it's a lot of fun, especially when my kids mouth off and I go hula hooping next to them. Slice those bitches right up, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So, all right, so you got an album. So when you sit down to write lyrics for an album, do you have an overarching theme or no?
No, I only did that with eugenics, where I tried to make it some sort of a coherent story,
Right.
or at least it was more. I think I wrote it more like kind of like a textbook entry. I didn't really go into character development or anything like that. I wanted to.
Right, almost like it was a journal, like pages pulled out of a journal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But you know, I kind of failed at that, so I said, "Fuck it. Let me just get this together." What I do normally now is I'll write down certain things that I want to touch on. Like if I hear about a cool subject or there's a cool vocabulary word I've never heard before, I'm like, let me look that up. That sounds cool.
Oh, and then you roll. So anything can inspire you to write something.
Yeah, it's usually like weird scientific journal, articles about, something stupid we're doing.
Right, right.
Because that's all we do all the time is fuck everything up.
Well, true. What did I want to ask you? I love that you do like very sci-fi kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's in my wheelhouse because I'm a sci-fi fan. But so do you actually like? Is it the news that you pick up on things, or do you like read like scientific journals and or things like that, or do you watch science documentaries that you get ideas from? Don't say Ancient Aliens either.
No. No, not a fan of that show. I mean, I did I liked it a little bit, but then I realized how much of hogwash it was. Nobody says hogwash anymore. I'm always trying to bring back old words.
Listen to me. Hogwash, I use it.
Good.
Now here's another good one that I use all the time that nobody knows. Folderol. Do you know what that is? It means nonsense. It means nonsense.
All right.
Yeah. That's a whole load of folderol.
Yeah, just like malarkey.
Right. It's like malarkey. And another good one is chicanery. That's another one.
Chicanery is a good one.
Chicanery is a good one. I always wanted to put that into a song somehow.
Can you imagine the face of the singer when he has to say it? It's like, it's going to be ridiculous.
Michael Tossi says bring back poppycock as well.
Yes, poppycock's good, but you can go into any supermarket
And
and
buy
poppycock,
poppycock.
but you can buy poppycock.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Whatever. All right, I digress. So, do you have any idea this new album yet? Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. How do you come up with your titles? Is it a group decision? Do you come up with it? Everybody throws ideas together. How's that happen?
It's usually just all me. They might say, "Hey, I heard about something. You want to write about it?" But that was earlier on. Now it's, Mike and Ron are just all about the music, and thankfully they don't have my input anymore like it used to be because we all used to kind of sit in a room and write, and I found that I would hold them back because if they were in a groove, I would like, oh, I don't like that riff. It's not malignant enough or something silly like that. So it would I would hold them back and prohibit them from really getting their groove
I
together.
kind of understand
Now,
that.
yeah, now what they do is they basically record a whole rough track for me and send it to me and say, "What do you think?" And I'm like, that's cool. Can you maybe change that a little bit? And then they're open for it if it's within reason.
When you
Sometimes
right.
riffs, you become in love with a riff or a beat and you don't want to change it regardless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I know all about
you
that.
know, yes, I know you do.
When you okay, so when you listen to a rough cut of what they send you, right? Are you
Yeah.
immediately thinking lyrics, or are you trying to absorb the music first, or do you try to be like, you know,
Yeah, I'm just really listening to the music to be honest because I don't get into that realm of writing yet because
okay,
I mean I might listen and try and hear phrasings in my head and say, "Oh yeah, that's a cool part right there." But our shit is so sporadic and I choose. My drummer always laughs at me. He's like, "Why do you choose to sing over the most ridiculous technical part?" And then we have this awesome part that it's very chorusy, very you can really just unload on this part, and then you don't sing on it. You scream over it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just a dummy.
that's that's just the way you. But that I think that helps. Beside the crazy chaotic sound that you guys have,
Yeah.
you sing against the grain a lot because I don't know what song and I like it. I forgot what song it is that you have. There's a groove in there that is so fucking sick, and you don't sing over it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but
I know.
it has a lot of impact because the riff before it is crazy,
Yeah.
and you're singing over it, and then all of a sudden it goes into this
Yeah.
nice groovy thing, and there's nothing over it, and it's like a lead weight dropping on your head.
Yeah.
So I think singing kind of against tradition works for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
You
it
know,
does sometimes for sure. I mean, it's funny because in the early days when we used to write, Roger, we would just be hanging out, doing whatever. And Roger, we would write something and then we're like, all right, that's so sick. And we would do it once. Like that's all they get. We're just gonna do it one time and that's it. We're out. We don't care because we write for ourselves
right,
and
right.
we're not writing for everybody else. And if people like it, then they like it, and that's great. But that was then. Now, I don't really think we still write for ourselves, but I think back there and Mike and Ron they kind of they want people in mind. They're having people in mind like, hey, you know what? This would be a sick part, and I know people will go crazy for it. And then we watch it and we play it, and then nobody goes crazy for it. That's the best part. I'm like, hey, Ron, isn't that
And then
the
you're like,
chorus
fuck them.
part? They can't hear.
Now you know what? I actually like repeating riffs. If I like a riff, I'll
Yeah,
play it more than once in a song,
yeah,
or I'll hang on it for four measures or eight
hmm
measures if it's a good riff. And I guess that's like my old school Black Sabbathy soul that is like
yeah,
that. That if there's a fucking good riff, a good riff can, in my view, a good riff with a hooky lyrical content or whatever can stand up to being and this is just my philosophy. I'm
oh no,
not
oh, I agree
knocking
with you.
what you're doing. I think
No,
it's
no,
great that there's this kind of diversity that goes on.
yeah.
It's just that we like to hang on riffs, and
Oh yeah. Well, that's our I would say the last 10 years of what we've been writing, same thing. I mean, we hang on riffs too because they're just too good and we have to repeat them because we enjoy them. So it's like
Right,
I want to
right.
fucking hear that riff again,
And
you know?
you put effort into writing it, and
Yeah.
you don't want. And listen,
Yeah.
in a live situation, if you only play it once, it blurs by. But if you
Yeah.
play it a couple of times, a fan could his fan's ear will latch onto it, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know you got to kind of take that into account as well, I guess, you know,
Oh, definitely.
you know.
Yeah, but we would just laugh because we were always weird and techie and silly and all over the place, and then we'd throw this cool like mosh part in, and then you'd see kids try to get into it, and then we'd stop. And then you'd be like in mid like mosh and say, "Ah, all right, oh well,
But that's you know
next
what?
time."
Yeah, all right, so I've seen this happen when you play. What exactly what you've described. But you know what? Okay, that fits with your onstage personality
Yeah,
because it's humorous. It's like you're teasing
yeah, it
people,
is.
and you listen. You're very on stage. You're very self-deprecating, and you're very funny. You know,
I
and
try to be.
yeah, you don't try. It's very natural. You're like an anti-frontman because you're like you play this, oh shucks, what the hell am I doing up here? You know, I'm
Yeah,
lost. I've never done this before. Kind of shtick or whatever you want to
yeah,
call it, and it's
yeah,
really
yeah,
funny, and the crowd, everybody really loves it. You know,
yeah. Sometimes.
no, come on. I guess if you went to a show with all like, you know, grumpy arm crossing fucking, you know, dudes who
Yeah,
want to see you in bullet belts and this and that, and you come out talking about Darth Vader or something. Yeah, they wouldn't be too happy. But otherwise,
yeah.
I think fans love what you do. I do. I crack up. I crack up
Thank you.
every time I see you guys. I crack up. You're just fucking funny.
I'm
And
trying to be them all the time. That's the problem. Well, actually, I don't even have to try. I just am. It just happens.
yeah, did that develop out? Did the humor develop out of being nervous, or was that just like? Did you try different approaches? Being a frontman, did you try different approaches? Did you try the fucking tough guy approach? Did you try the comedic approach, or was it like you were just scared and you acted scared? You were scared the first time you played, and people actually liked it, and you felt comfortable doing it, and then you made it a shtick. Like, how did that all come about? Because it's very unique, in my
Yeah.
view.
Well, um, you know, the early years, when we first started playing on stage and stuff, obviously the nerves. I mean, I still get nervous here and there sometimes. You get the stage jitters, and once you get out there, once the first chord hits or the first cymbal, you're there. You're in the pocket. You're starting to you're just like, I don't even care. I don't care how many people are out there. If it's 3 or 300, I'm here to play a show and kick ass. But in the early years, I was I was just kind of like looking up at the ceiling and boo boo, bullshit like that, and I like almost no eye contact for the crowd, and then I just started going crazy. And every so often, I would throw jokes in there about what the song was about, and people would laugh if I would say what the song was about. And some of the songs really weren't supposed to be funny, but it was the way I delivered what they were about to the audience. People kind of caught on.
Right.
So I was like, well, this is kind of like how I am normally. I'm always joking around. I'm always, tearing shit up, being an idiot. So fuck it. I'm just
Right.
this my onstage persona is my offstage persona. I mean, I dress the same on stage. I don't have a fucking a uniform, so to speak. We're not Kiss. We're not any band that goes for that look. We're not the Beatles. We're not going to dress in suits. And of course it would be funny if we did that, but
I
really
think it would be
hot.
too.
Yeah, we'll do that one time. But yeah, for the most part, I think it's just something that it took shape on its own. I didn't intentionally even realize it was happening. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh, I'm just talking about dumb shit all the time, and people are responsive.
Awesome. I think that's true. I got a very, very, very important fan question.
Oh shit.
Drew Roberts asks, "What's your favorite style of beer or your favorite brewery?"
Well, I do like IPAs. That is something that I've graduated to. I think a lot of beer drinkers have. And plus it's very, very trendy. So far, and I usually don't follow trends, but I just can't help it. The beer is too damn good.
Okay.
And right now, I drink Sierra Nevada. I really like Sierra Nevada, and Sierra Nevada has been around since the 80s. I think 82 is when they
Yeah,
came around.
yeah,
So
yeah. I drank some Sierra Nevada in the mid '80s in college. So
I never knew they existed. I didn't know they existed until like maybe 5, 6 years ago, and I was like, whoa,
yeah,
because I was
it's a
drinking a
good
lot of
beer.
other stuff, and I'm not really a fan of the overly cat pissy scent of a lot of these IPAs because they really do smell like a cat pissed in a can.
Some do. Yeah, I agree. And I'm
Yeah.
not even a big beer drinker, but
Oh no,
I
I
can
know you're
smell it.
not, but sometimes they taste amazing and just smell like piss. But yeah, whatever. I can always hold my nose. And
Yeah, there
once
you
you drink
go.
enough of them, you don't even know what's going on anyway. So
All right, we got another fan question. Joey asks, "What's the best and worst venue bathroom that you've ever been to?"
to be honest, I don't remember. The worst bathroom on tour was a truck stop in Italy, and it was just a hole in the floor. And I was like, I'm so glad I don't have to take a shit because I'm gonna shit on my ankles.
Oh
Because
Jesus!
if you got the runs, you're gonna spray all over yourself, and that's not cool. Like, did they think about that? Like,
Oh my God!
what are you
What?
gonna do? You got to aim for a hole when you got the runs. That's pretty bad.
Oh, dude, one time going out to Milwaukee Metal Fest, I don't know what year it was. I had to take a shit so bad, and we stopped at this rundown fucking gas station somewhere in Ohio, and like it was like coming out. Like I had to go.
Yeah.
I bolt to the bathroom, open the door, sit down, and the minute I sit down, I giant splash and shit and water came up over on my legs. The toilet was clogged and filled to the top. But I had a shit so bad that I didn't even look. You
Fuck
know?
it. Yeah.
Oh, it was disgusting. I had shit and fucking piss and fucking water all over me.
From
And
everybody else.
I got up and hung one over the fucking toilet, took a shit.
That's it. And then just started splashing your taint with
Oh
some
my
water.
God, it was so fucking bad, man. God, people don't know the struggling on tour to go to the bathroom.
No, dude, no. It's bad. It's bad. It,
Yeah,
it,
man.
it's not good. I mean, I remember in Germany, super early in the morning, and we're all like, we're waking up and motioning for beers. So it's like 8 a.m. and we're drinking like immediately. That tour was the greatest for me because I drank every single night and I didn't get sick. Everybody else got sick. The pot van, everybody in there got sick, but the drunk van didn't get sick because we were just drinking all the time, and it was great. But we get out to take squirts because there's no gas station, and everybody's morning farting and laughing, and I put one out there, and yeah, I sharted, and it was great. And I'm like, I sharted in the middle of the wilderness in Germany, and I don't know where the next rest stop is so that I can tidy up my little hole there. So I had to sit in the van and kind of, you sit in the shard and you're like, this is, hopefully it doesn't start smelling because, yeah, nobody wants to smell that.
No, man, no,
Ever.
that's brutal, man. What is Harold asks, worst border crossing story? Do you have a bad border crossing story?
Yeah, Mexico.
Go ahead, let's hear about it.
Yeah, man. Well, it happened about 3 times because we took a long scenic route. We were leaving our tour and we were driving to Mexico City to do the Obscene Extreme Mexico version that he did. And oh my God, it just took forever. It was a really long ride, but we were riding through quaint little towns and it was cool and shit. But we got pulled over by armed policemen 3 times in different little towns, and they were
Looking
to
for
the
money.
hilt, man. I mean, they had their body armor, they had their automatic weapons, and they were looking at us like, yeah, we're gonna shake you guys down. Thankfully, our driver, good friend of ours, he's the one that set up the tour. He kind of quelled things, but you know, it could have went a different way. You know, anytime it can always go a different way. I mean, I remember our first time in Europe, we flew to Czech Republic. We got there, they thought we were getting there the day after. So we sat in the airport for 18 hours. There was no cell phones back then. This was back in 2000. This is like 20 something years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And actually were we in Austria? I think we might have been in Austria or Czech Republic. Yeah. And again, security in the airport looking at us with body armor and automatic weapons and just looking by, and we're sleeping because, you know, and they're trying to call on the phone to call the record label, like, yo, who's picking us up? What's going on? We're sitting here. The guys come like hours and hours later, almost a day later, like, oh, thought you were coming tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, my God. That sucks.
It does, but whatever. We're still here. You know, fuck it.
What's the secret? Okay. Malignancy has been around almost forever, just like IB. What's the secret to keeping a band going? I have my answers, but what is your what do you think are the keys? Maybe it's not a secret, but what are the keys to keep a band going for so many years?
I've thought about this. I think you just have to surround yourself with guys or gals that don't know how to quit. Give up. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I mean, dude, I've been doing this more than half my life. Okay. 29 years the band's been together. I'm only 46. I'll be 47. So I've been doing it longer. I've been doing the band longer than I've not been doing the band. So I don't even know what to do outside, even though the pandemic, you know, we have it off a whole year. So I kind of went back into regular life without a problem, but I was still always doing band stuff because, you know, we got merch page and making merch and selling merch. So the band is still there at the forefront, and plus with the new album and everything, but no shows. Yeah, I think just like-minded individuals. I mean, us, just like you know, I mean, we've had a revolving door of band members. I mean, who doesn't? You know, who doesn't? I mean, it's hard to keep the same core guys. I mean, look at Macabre. Those guys have been together forever, and it's amazing.
That's fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, am I freaking?
Oh my God,
what the hell is
going on with you?
That's pretty crazy.
I was like, wait a minute, I didn't take LSD. What the fuck? That's because you're using Skype. That Skype background.
Yeah. I'll take it off. Oh, but wait, now I'm in half. Wow. It might be my internet connection.
Oh, well, no, we can hear you just fine, so I guess that's all right.
That's funny.
Oh my God,
confused.
This is hilarious.
All right, let me see. I don't know if I can fix it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. I think everybody can hear you. Nobody's saying they can't hear you or anything like that. It's just the connection's a little funky. So, you know what? Yeah. I think what you said, I think, is right. You know, and I think a lot of times, people get like when you get a new member in, they're all excited about all the possibilities. Then the rubber hits the road, and then you realize it's actually work, and then all of a sudden you lose a band member.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. It really is tough to just find that those other guys that are just as crazy as you are about the music, because that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's, you got such a love for the music, you got to create, you know, and we lucked out. I mean, holy shit. I mean, if it wasn't for Ronnie, this band would have been gone a long time ago, because he is the one that actually helped usher in the sound that I always wanted. Because before him, we were kind of searching. I was searching because I never, you know, us coming from New York, what do we have? I mean, you guys before us, Pyrexia, Suffocation, that brutal, awesome sound. We didn't want to emulate that.
Yeah, you guys had it. You guys carved out a niche. Maybe it took you a little while to find it, but you did it. It took a long time. It took us a long time to even get respect in the scene. I mean, dude, we used to play shows with hardcore bands all the time. And by the time we were almost done with our set, we went over the hardcore crowd.
and then we'd have to get off the stage, because that's the way it was. I mean, you only had you had a half hour, 20 minutes sometimes opening for bands, and that
That's
was that.
hey, when we
You know?
started, you know what? When we started, that's what we did. I
Yeah,
mean,
everybody had to do that, man. You got to pay your
you
dues.
had to take the slings and arrows. You had to suck shit. You had to fucking, you know, I don't know. You had to earn your place
Yeah,
in the scene.
definitely.
You know, so I
Oh
get
yeah,
it, dude. It's hard, but I'm like you. You know, I can't think back to like I can't think back to like before IB in my life.
yeah. It's insane.
Like I can, I mean I can, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so long. I wasn't last time I wasn't in IB. I was in college, and it was the 1980s. You know, and
Yeah.
I was a singer in a band
Wow.
yeah, in a punk band in
Nice.
college.
I
You
didn't
know,
know that.
and but like I remember that, but it's like right after college, it was IB, and it's been like that since
Yeah.
I graduated college in 1990, and I
Hmm.
kind of started going, you know, fits and starts in 91, but not really like a band until 92, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And God, I look back and I'm like, holy shit, 92 was a long time ago.
It certainly was, dude. Holy shit.
You know what?
Almost,
You know what's funny?
almost 39 years.
I was talking to I was watching something from like 1992, and I was like, was television that like not sharp in the 90s? You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't
It
because
wasn't, right? I know. And here we are on the internet, sharp as hell.
yeah,
And you remember watching TV in the 90s, and you're watching something from like 1990, and you see like everything's a little bit fuzzy.
fuzzy.
I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
exactly. Yeah,
god damn.
we've come a long way with
We
technology.
have, my God, right? And it's real exciting. I can remember talking to my dad, and this is back before I went. We got a Commodore VIC 20
Okay,
in
nice.
1983 or whatever year it was, you know.
Yeah.
And I can remember being there with my dad. And dad goes, he looked at me. We were doing something. We were trying to program something. And he goes, "Do you know that when I was a kid, there was a horse going down my street delivering ice?" He's like, "I cannot believe."
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get that feeling, you know, because like
Yes.
I'm starting to remember things. I'm remember things from a kid in the 1970s and the early 70s. I can remember going to the drugstore and getting a milkshake
Mm-hmm.
when I was a
Yeah.
little kid. You know,
Wow.
fucking mind blowing. You know,
It is. Can't get milkshakes like that anymore,
no,
unfortunately.
no, no. I mean, it's we have seen a lot, and it's amazing, and I can't wait to like my kids see what happens. You know, and I think
I really hope I
yeah,
hope that something good happens because right now we live in a very sketchy age where everybody is a chronic complainer and whiner
yep.
and just what they if they don't like something they automatically condemn it. It's just very strange and
I
odd, and I think the internet is the culprit because back in the day you had a problem, if you saw the person, if you ever did again, you'd tell them and that was it. There was no
kind of
this
agree. I kind of agree with you, man. I mean, it's like
it's just so it's weird. I can't stand it at a lot of times because I mean, as much as I embrace the technology and I love it, I think it's just like anything in the wrong hands, it can cause a lot of problems. And these kids today that just grow up on the internet, on smartphones, they don't even know what it's like to just be like, yo, I called my friend up an hour ago and I haven't heard back. Where is he? And then you're outside playing by yourself and you're like, where the fuck did my friend go? And then his parents pull up and he's like, oh, we went to the supermarket or I went to the toy store. Check it out. And then you start playing. It's just like there's no patience anymore. Nobody
no,
understands.
there isn't. But
Everything's right
you know
now.
what, Dan. You know what I learned? You have to, and it took me a while to do this. It took me a while to do this. You have to realize that the world changes, and
Oh yeah.
you have to embrace it. I don't like the lot of the internet ganging up on people and all that stuff. I don't
Yeah.
like it, but that's just the way it is now. You know,
I know. I know.
just the way it
I
is
know.
now, and you just got to roll with it, man.
It's true.
I love all of it. I love all this technology, and I embrace
Yeah,
all of it, and I think it keeps me young. I
yeah.
don't agree with a lot of what's going on, but you know what? My time is. I don't want to say my time is over, but you
Hmm.
know, I mean, the younger people set the culture, and that's just where it's at. You know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it'll
Well,
change. We'll
yeah,
see.
you know
You
what
and
they
I will
need to
see it
do?
change again in our lifetime. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's just the way it is.
yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm just waiting for the, instead of having the thumbs up or something like you like something, there'll be a smack icon, and you can actually send a real smack to somebody. So if they get out of line, you'd be like, oh
You know,
shit.
that's funny because Roy Fox just wrote, they don't know what it's like to be punched in the face for what they say.
No, they don't.
And I've been punched in my face for what I've said. So I know all about it. That's why my nose looks like this. So, all
Yep.
right. Have you been listening to any music lately? Drew asks, do you have any favorite recent releases that you've been listening to?
Who? Well, not so much new. I mean, I've been just getting old stuff. I got this band Maimed from, where the hell are they from? The demo's from 1991, and it's got re-released, or no, I should say released on CD for the first time through Dark Descent Records, and I've been
Dark
jamming
Descent
on
is
that.
awesome.
And Decomposed, the one from the UK, they just put out their demo disc, so I've been listening to that. It's really hard with new music. There's so much of it, and I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm the
I
same
want,
way. People are sending me songs through their bands through Facebook. Like I listen to them all, but I have so many people wanting me to listen to music and this and that, and plus life and my family and bit. I
yeah,
own my own business. It's hard
yep,
to keep up. You
it
know,
is. Oh yeah. I
really
mean, I've
hard.
been listening to really the newest release I've been listening to is the new Malignancy. I mean, I play it
Well,
like
you're in that zone.
25 times a day. I just keep listening to it. I got to get my shit together because I got to record soon. So
Yeah, I understand. I just want to make a shout out, Chris Howes. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining us. Say hi to Allie. Love you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in England again. Danny, back to
yeah,
you. Do you get bored of listening to your? Okay, listen. When you're writing an album, you know that all you do is listen over and
yeah,
over and over again. Do you ever get bored?
yeah,
You do.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Especially with this material, it took me a little while to kind of grasp. It's not like it was outside my wheelhouse and I couldn't really understand what was going on. It was more like it's a different approach. They took a different approach to a couple of songs, and I really had to get into that. And now I love it.
Great.
So,
So, but that's
yeah,
not that was what was it work getting into it or like it was a strange thing and then all of a sudden it clicked with you like
yeah, it was something that I didn't like. I didn't like it.
oh
Um, and
interesting.
yeah, it was just a couple parts, not like a whole song, right? There's a couple parts I was like not too partial to. I was like, I'm not feeling this, but that happens with bands. I mean, I'm not gonna, if these guys love this particular, part of the song, like where they're like,
Over the
dude,
moon
did you
about it.
hear this?
Right.
Yeah, and then they play it for me, and I just like, really, you like that? I I've been trying to, cut back on that so that I'm not so dicky about shit because, these guys put hard work into it, and I appreciate everything they do. I mean, they bust their asses. I mean, Ron busted his ass for this new album quite a bit. I mean, and he's no stranger to work, and neither is Mike. So sometimes I don't like a part, but then it grows on me, and then
Right.
when it grows on me, it's stuck to me, and that's it. And sometimes it becomes my favorite part of the song.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's awesome. You know what? Chris and I we write most of the 90% of the music.
Yeah,
And we're a generation apart.
yeah, yeah. I know.
So he'll write stuff that I don't like and
Hmm.
I'll write stuff that he doesn't like. And it's always interesting when I look back after him and I hash everything out. It's
Yeah,
always look back and I always look back and I say, wow, that's really cool that we came to a spot where both of us were happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like he had to let go of his ego a little bit. I had to let go of my ego a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that's cool. I think that's cool that you can hear something that maybe Ron wrote or whatever, and you're like, I'm not feeling it, but I'm
Yeah.
going to give it a chance.
Yeah. I used to
And
not
then,
be that way.
oh, really? Oh,
I
that's
used to be a
interesting.
real
Okay.
dick about it. Like, dude, that riff sucks. You know, flat out. That riff sucks. I don't like it. It's terrible. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I
And
mean,
Ron didn't
dude,
punch you in the face?
no, no, no. I mean, we have so much respect for each other. I mean, I went to high school with Ron for a year way back, and I've known Ron since high school. And he's not a death metal guy. Like he was at our first show back in, what was it, 93, I think was our first show we ever played out live.
Right.
And he hated us. He hated us flat out. He told me, he's like, nah, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't like it.
That's
And
amazing.
then
And
fast
now he's
forward,
like, now he's a riff wizard.
yeah, 2 years later, he's in the band thanks to Roger. Roger brought him into the band, and dude, it's just been like a match made in heaven. It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
And yeah, he gets mad. I mean, dude, I remember there was a song that Roger and him wrote, a whole song, and I came in and I'm like, I can't believe you guys think that's good. And Roger almost threw his kid at me. And then that was it. Like Roger was like, "Fuck it, I don't care," and that was it. The song disappeared. And I don't even know where. And it might have been amazing, and maybe I had a bad day, or maybe I just didn't like it. But it probably could have been worked on. But they didn't even. They were so attached to it, but then they just let it go like it was nothing.
Did anything and nothing survived out of that song? Nothing made it into another song?
No, not
Oh
that I
wow.
know of. I mean, Ron could have whittled his, wizardry
Right.
and got like the riff and maybe dissected it a little bit and got it into something else, but I don't really remember. They don't even remember it too. That's the funny part. I'm like, Ron, remember that? And he's just like, I remember, but I don't remember what I played
We
because
have
it
we
might
have
be.
we have one song like that. I can remember it. We have one song, we wrote it, and Billy, may he rest in peace, said this song fucking sucks. That's what he said. He said this song fucking
Yeah,
sucks. And I'm like, what are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
We spent a month and a half writing this fucking song. What are you talking about? He's like, it sucks. Let's record it and
yeah.
listen to it. It sucks. And so we broke that whole song up, and that song lives in that every riff from that song lives in another song. It's amazing.
Yeah,
But those riffs
yeah,
put together sucked. Billy was
yeah,
right. It
yeah,
sucked,
yeah,
you know?
totally. Yeah.
So funny,
I
man.
totally see that, man. I wish we still had. There might be a recording lingering around somewhere in Roger's tape archive, but I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. So
I'll be damned if I know where it is.
what's your favorite? Okay, so this is always a tough question for all of our guests. What is your favorite album or song that you've done? Either one. Pick your favorite album or pick your favorite song.
It is tough always because as musicians, not that I'm a musician, I'm just a growler, but um, each new thing you do is your new favorite. You know what I mean? So you have your favorites from back in the day, yeah, of course, but I'll go back to our first album. I would say my favorite lyrics I ever wrote were for a song "Ignorance is Bliss." I love
Oh,
I love the album. I love that song. I love the lyrics. It helped me push the envelope, and I wrote a really intelligent song for once.
that's funny because I'm trying to find the comment. We have like 1,000 comments here, so I'm trying to go
Oh,
through them
really?
all. Yeah. Um, Jimmy Forster said, "Why is ignorance is bliss the best malignancy song?" So obviously, there's something there. Somebody resonates with
Yeah, I
you.
mean, I'm glad. It's funny is Monty. Um, it was one of his favorite songs. So when we did that whole year of playing Intrauterine Cannibalism when it was its 20-year anniversary, he loved that we were playing that song because he finally got to perform it because he wasn't in the band when we wrote it, and we were probably never going to resurrect that song ever. But when we re-recorded Intrauterine Cannibalism, we were like, let's just do the whole album in
That's
its
great.
entirety. Why not?
That's
I mean,
that's
the only
awesome.
reason why we did that is because we couldn't find the original tapes. So we couldn't go back and remix and actually give it a master because it was never mastered. It was just mixed and really bassy, and it needed help, and we couldn't do it. Tapes were gone.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, this isn't a fan question. This is my question.
sure.
Your first album.
Yeah. Why did it take so long to come
No,
out?
no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there. Was that like, and I'm asking you this because for me it was was that like a huge deal for you? Like, wow, I actually put out a fucking album. I cannot believe I
Oh
put out
yeah,
an album.
dude. Every first show, first demo,
Right,
first T-shirt design.
right.
Every first was like, holy shit! Like you come one step closer to actually having some validation that you're a real band.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were always on the outside. Like it's weird because we hit, and then the big fall of death metal, too much oversaturation, bands were getting dropped left and right, labels were folding, and we couldn't get a label deal at all. As much as we wanted, nobody was like, everybody's like, who the fuck are you? We're gonna go with these guys, this weird industrial whatever
Right,
was hot at the time, and
right.
we don't care what you're doing. And we luckily didn't. We got a deal back in '98, in late '98, and that's why we put out Intrauterine. But yeah, when we finally had a CD that was mass produced, full color booklet and all that shit. I was so proud.
Yeah, isn't it?
I mean,
Isn't
it
it?
was
Isn't
like,
it's it? When we released our first album, I now we had huge distribution on our first album. I mean, Sony 95 Sony was distributing our album.
yeah,
When we released our first album, I remember going into the fucking record store
mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
Tower Records it was,
mm,
and it was a local Tower Records, and a lot of the people I knew, I knew a lot of people who worked there, and
yeah.
they did this whole display and everything. And I swear to
Ooh,
God, I walked out of that store and I cried because it was
I
one
would
of
have
the most
too.
exciting things in my life to
Yeah.
see. It was like, holy shit, I did this.
Yeah, dude. I feel you, brother, because
I'm sure you
I
felt the
felt,
same way.
yeah, I mean, our distribution was very limited because United Guttural was our first label, and he was very underground, but our album got out there,
Yeah,
but
man, because
through underground waves. Like we didn't see it we didn't see it in Tower, but we saw it in like mom and pop shops, which was
sure.
cool. Um,
And Rich was, may rest in peace.
oh man, yeah,
Rich was he was fucking full fucking bore.
yeah,
He was a good man, and I'm glad he did what he
yeah.
did for a lot of bands, and he put you on the map, dude. He put you
He
on the map.
totally did, brother.
He
Oh
put you on
man,
the
I,
map.
I will always love him for that. I mean, I love him for other reasons
Of
too,
course,
but
he was a funny
he
guy
gave us a
too.
chance. Oh, he was, dude, amazing dude, man,
Yeah,
fuck amazing
very
dude. And
good
I
guy.
hate how he went off, he left the scene and started doing his new pursuit in life. And it sucks that he lived out there and we couldn't really get together. I mean, I was this close. I tried to get him to come out to a festival that we were playing out in Chicago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." And I said, "Let me know. I'll put you on the list, brother. Whatever it takes. I want to see you." And he couldn't make it, at the end
Oh,
of the day, and it sucks, But life happens. You got
yeah,
to do
yeah.
this.
When he got into that, I still talk to him back and forth
Yeah,
like via the internet, but
yeah,
I never got to see him. It sucks.
yeah. It really does, man. It's just if you learn anything from that, it's just like try to keep in touch with your old friends as much as you can because you never know.
And now
It's terrible.
I'm going to praise you for something right now.
No, you don't have to.
No, I'm going to. I'm going to because I never. I think I've told you in private message, but I think the fans need to know this.
Yeah.
Every time I've ever had a tragedy in my life, you have been the first person to ever reach out and offer either condolences or if if you need to talk. And Danny, I can't tell you how much that means to me. It means a lot. I know you and I don't talk a lot,
Yeah.
but when we see each other we talk. But you always make an effort to
Yeah.
fucking reach out to me when my dad died, when Billy died, my mother died. You were like the first fucking person to
Yeah.
reach out. And I got to tell you, man, that I cannot tell you how much that means to me. And I just want to publicly, while all these people are watching, thank you for that, because that means the world to me, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm a very what is the word? I can't remember the philosopher, but his philosophy was you're alone in this world. Jean-Paul Sartre, that's the
Yeah.
philosopher. Existentialism, that's the philosophy. I'm kind of an existentialist. But
Yeah.
you're the one, you reach out and you're the one who pierces that existentialism. And I have to tell you, man, it means I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Really,
Dude,
seriously, dude. Even if
I hear you.
and I know it only took you 30 seconds, it didn't matter. You thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Anytime, brother. It's just like I know what it's like. I know what it's like to lose people, and it's a hard thing sometimes to navigate. And even just a friendly word from a friend,
Means
in
the
the scene,
world. Means the
or
world.
anybody, because the world can be like a harsh place, and you don't know where to turn, and this has been a pretty rough year for a lot of people,
Yeah.
including many of my close friends, and I just want to extend that olive branch out to any one of them, like, yo, listen, I'm here. You want to chew my ear off for an hour or two and just let's talk about old times, or just tell me how you feel.
That's awesome, Danny.
I just want to help.
It's a real fucking credit to your character, dude. Seriously, it really
I'm
is
still
a
working
credit.
on it. I'm still working on my character.
Well, you're a character, all right, but you know what
I
I'm
know
saying.
that.
It just shows that you are a fucking good human being, and that's.
I try, man, because listen, I could be a shithead too, but trying to be a
Yeah,
good
I mean,
human
you told
being.
those guys that song sucked. I mean, you are a
Yeah,
shithead too.
it is tough in this world to be good, but it's harder to be good than it is to be bad. I mean, it really is. It takes work to actually be pleasant and help somebody out, because
Yeah,
well, you're not getting anything out of it. Yes, you are. You're helping somebody else.
dude, exactly, man. I have a lot of I hate saying the word kids because it makes me so old. But I got a lot of kids who PM me asking me for advice and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and like it's mind blowing to me, and I feel
Yeah.
a weight and a responsibility
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
a joy that people actually think of me to ask me something. It's like, wow, it's
Because they
fucked
look
up.
up to you. They
Yeah,
look up to you, and
it's
that's
it,
amazing. I mean, that is one of the coolest things that you can ever experience, I think, as a musician, that you help somebody else that wants to do what you're doing. They want to be where you're at, and then you can actually talk to that person, and they will help you.
mhm.
And that that's amazing. That's something that you and I we couldn't really experience back in the day when we were coming up, because you'd have to write a letter and wait a month.
Right.
And if it was something that was serious, you might not be there to accept the letter. You know what I mean? So it's just like nowadays you can just email a PM and you can get an answer instantaneously if you really need it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah, it is. I think I mentioned this last week, but I remember Pete Sandoval.
Yeah.
Okay, we played with Morbid Angel. I don't remember what year it was, ages ago. And I took this to heart. this didn't happen to me. This happened to Billy, but I took this to
Yeah.
heart. Pete sat on the side of the stage when we played and helped Billy with his drums. Like, if the
Wow.
hi-hat was like falling over, Pete picked it up and held it for him. And after the show, Pete heaped praise upon Billy. You guys got
Yeah.
to keep going. You guys got to keep doing this. Is great. Blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
and Billy told me, and Billy was like, he was over the moon. I
Of
mean, it's fucking
course. Of
Pete
course.
Sandoval.
No
And
shit.
I took that to heart. If I
Yeah.
ever get to be in that position where I have not authority but respect, and
Hmm.
somebody ever, I just want to encourage people to do what
Yeah.
they want to, what they love.
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's what we're ushering in that new age of kids. Actually, we're probably on second generation now because I
Yeah.
have friends that contacted me, when they were in high school. Now they were in successful bands, and it's insane.
Yeah.
It's wild that how everything comes full circle, and to help like some young guy that just is trying to learn guitar and or trying to sing. I get questions
I'm
about
sure
how
you
to
do, right?
voices and things like that, and I try to help them out as much as I can based on my limited knowledge of how the fuck I do what I do. I mean,
Okay, so that's a good question, man. How did you fall into that, and who were your influences?
um, you know, Max Cavalera, believe it or not, Max
Okay.
Cavalera, Barney Greenway, um, because that's Max was had that gruff sound, and I love Chuck from Death, of course, and John Tardy. So when I first started, I was very high. I was more on their range, and then when I Max was a little gruffer than Jesus Barney Greenway. His back then, when Harmony Corruption came out, it was just like holy shit, just completely changing the whole terrain of what vocals were. I mean, there were guys out there that were doing heavier stuff, but at that time when I was into them, that's, late 80s. I think that album came out 89, 90, something like that. And then I just started getting into heavier vocal styles. And those guys were kind of like the basis of what got me into even trying to sing,
Now,
you know?
89, 90. Where were you? Were you in high school? Were you out of high school?
Yeah,
You were in
I
high
was in
school.
high school. Yeah.
Okay, so when
Yeah.
you first started wearing Napalm Death shirts or death shirts, were there any kids in school who were into that, or were you the only guy?
Well, in high school, my guitarist, he was wearing, but we were wearing Creator shirts, and
Right,
because thrash was so much bigger,
right,
and you if you got a Death shirt, you were king shit, you're
right.
like, yo, where'd you get that, and if you had like a demo shirt, you were like, and then everybody make fun of you. Why you wear the demo shirt all the time? And it's like, because it's the coolest one, because nobody else has it. That's why, because I my whole thing is I remember coming up and I used to hate, seeing fucking the same, shirts like, and then you'd be twins.
Right,
Like
right.
you got the same Rain of Blood shirt that I do, motherfucker. God damn it! And then you go into a show, and it's like that's when I stopped wearing metal shirts. Probably early 90s. Well, I say mid 90s because I was just like, fuck, man, I'm sick and tired of like having a twin. There's always a twin, no matter the rarest shirt you can have. I remember I had, remember the band Viogression?
Fuck yeah, dude. Tombstone
Fucking
Records. I remember them.
love, love, love,
Yeah,
love those
Vibration's a
tracks.
great band.
Yeah, I had the shirt and I showed up at a show. I thought I was king shit. I got it from the Blue Grape fucking catalog. I was like, yeah. And fucking another guy had it. I was like, no,
Fuck.
what? No. So I just started wearing stupid shirts.
That's awesome. So what years did you go to high school? What were your high school years?
I graduated in 92.
92. So all right, 92 was that an era where like your friends after school would hang out and like in the parking lot and pop something in the tape deck and listen to it and fucking just hang out around your cars? Or was that the
Uh,
80s?
oh no, no, there was still tailgating, but I mean, a lot of the shows that we went to were in the city, and we probably just go through on trains, so we didn't
Okay.
really have that. Some guys would bring boom boxes, but they don't always let you bring that kind of shit in. They started getting stiffer with a lot of their rules and regulations, and we didn't really do that. But I mean, I can remember hanging out in the park still, fucking keg parties and
Yeah,
cranking
man.
tunes
Good
and
times, right?
everybody singing fucking Metallica tunes.
See, I went to high school in the '80s, and it was.
Yeah.
I mean, Slayer. It just like I was never like a Metallica fan. I didn't get really back into. I was into metal, so I was into metal, and then the '80s came around, and I thought metal got weak. So
Mm.
I had turned to hardcore.
Yeah.
Like Black Flag, Circle Jerks,
Hmm.
Jodie Foster's Army, all that shit. And we used to just hang out before school, and I had the loudest stereo. So we just hang out before school. I'd have the stereo cranking at like 7 o'clock in the morning, hanging out in front of my car. We're all fucking going nuts, listening to Black Flag.
Yeah.
It's good times. And
Yeah.
I remember Jay Liff. Jay Liff.
Yeah.
He would tell me fun high school stories of bringing like IB demos and stuff like that to his high school, and they'd be listening to it and cranking
Yeah.
in their cars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's cool stuff, man.
That
I
is,
just don't
man.
know if that happens. I don't think that happens anymore.
To be honest, I'm not sure either. I mean, I don't know. You never know. You
Yeah.
never know. I mean, I'm not in high school anymore, thankfully, because I don't think I'd last.
Yeah, I don't think
Get through it.
I don't think I would either. So what do you do during the day? Do you have a job? What do you do?
Well, right now I'm on white hair maintenance. I am constantly plucking white hairs out of my ears and trimming white hairs in my nostrils.
I know all
Um,
about that.
um, well, I'm in the art field. I had a job for many years. I got laid off during COVID, so I'm
Ugh.
still looking for a permanent position. But yeah, during the day I just pet my cat and watch YouTube
All right,
videos.
so wait a minute. What in the art field?
Um, Graphic artist. I mean, I've been in production for a long time. I was doing packaging for supermarkets, and I was doing packaging for craft foods,
Nice.
then packaging for party supplies. Making, also doing products and shit like that. It was fun. But I was there for like 10 years, and then
So what?
uh,
You worked in what, in design and things like that?
not in design. I was a Photoshop Illustrator guy.
Okay, so you're a Photoshop dude. This is
Oh, I
good.
love Photoshop.
Okay, so this is good to know because if I have a job with a lot of production where you have
Mhm.
to convert things to JPEG and do like I wouldn't do it, I'm gonna call you.
All right, I'm up for it. No
Yeah,
problem.
man.
I
This is
got the
this is
suite. I
good. See,
mean,
this conversation could lead to some work for you.
cool. I need
I'm in
it.
a bit of a slow period right now, but
Everybody is.
I'm a web developer, and it's not worth it to me and my business the way my business model is to
Yeah.
process 100 photos in
Yeah.
Photoshop. Do some light adjustments and
Yep.
curve adjustments and stuff. But
I hear you.
I can hand that off, dude. So this
No
is good to
problem.
know.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
all right, man. So listen, we've been on for a while. Everybody seems to
Yeah.
love it. We got a lot of comments.
They're waiting for the funny parts, and it didn't happen yet.
I know because we got all philosophical and stuff, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Ron, listen, Ron is me and Ron share a love of Chrysler products.
Yes.
So
Yes, you guys do. Uh-huh.
he's the man, dude. He writes such great riffs. It's like,
Likewise, you do as well, brother.
thank you. I think you guys need to be. You guys need to be bigger than you are, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you know how that goes.
I know how it. Believe
We
me, I
got a
know.
tour, and we're old. We
I
don't
know
give a
how
fuck
it
anymore.
goes. How do you is if you had your way, would you tour as much as possible?
Not now. No.
Not now. No.
Back in the day, probably yes, but I opted for a career in art instead, so I had a backup plan. I
Right.
really didn't want to go half-cocked and, try to make that the band aspect work and then, then the band's not working anymore, and then I got no skills.
Right.
I'm unemployable. What
I
am I
think
gonna
that
do?
I think that's an important thing to talk about. Um,
Yeah.
that you need a fallback.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, because you can't play music forever. You
No.
think you can, but you really can't. And so, especially down like now in this weird slump that the industry has fallen into, a lot of guys are suffering hard, and they were forced to do a lot of things that they might not have wanted to do. And even, some guys would fall back on, like, let's say, I don't know, waiting tables and shit. There were no restaurants open, so they
Yeah.
couldn't do that. They
Right.
couldn't cook for anybody
Right.
or serve or do any
Right.
little thing that they did to get by in between touring. So it is fucking rough.
You know,
Uh,
I came about it a different way, and it worked out. But I quit a job. I quit a job as a creative director at an ad agency in New York City.
wow,
Very high paying job.
I bet.
I quit to start my own business so I could play in a band
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and tour.
Uh-huh.
And it took a lot of work and it took a lot of sacrifice. Believe me, I bought a house. I had bought a house when I was working at this ad agency. I bought a house, and then I decided I needed to be out on my own, quit my job, and get the band to work and all that because that was my dream. And I was living in a house with no furniture, and just a mattress on the floor and a TV on the floor for like a year and a half or 2 years,
Wow.
as I
Yeah.
struggled to start my own business.
Uh-huh.
And it just seemed to work. And it's not all perseverance. It's a lot of perseverance. It's not
Yeah.
all perseverance, but it worked out where now I have my own business and I have 2 employees and I can tour whenever I want.
I
And
know.
I
I
can
love
still,
that.
and that's my thing. And you know what? In a couple of years, I'm not, in 5, 6 years, I'm just physically, my body will not let me tour, but
Yeah.
I want to get it in,
Yeah. No, I hear you, dude. Ron's all about it too. I mean, Ron would love to tour. If we could tour more, I know we would. But my job was always holding us back because I would only get 2 weeks, two,
yeah,
3 weeks, things
yeah.
like that, and then I would have to eat it all up. And then you got to deal with the fighting with the woman about how, you know, what the fuck, we don't go anywhere. All your time goes to the band, and that's a big thing too. You gotta
It is, it,
gotta balance it out.
It is a big thing. Listen, I've been married for almost 13 years. Thankfully, my wife's a musician,
Oh,
so
excellent.
she understands
Yeah,
that I need to play music and make me happy. But I still pay the bills, not
yeah,
all the bills. Listen, my wife makes a ton of money.
yeah, yeah.
She does very well, but I don't slack when we're on the road.
Almost 14 years.
My wife just
No,
I
15.
heard that.
15.
Correct.
My wife just came in and said almost 15 years. 15 years of my life, I have to say.
So good you forgot.
Right, so good I forgot. You see, I mean, this is why I love her. She comes in and she fucking busts my chops, But
Well,
anyway,
because behind any great man, there's a greater woman.
exactly, and you got to appreciate that. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Oh wait, she's gonna make another comment. What?
I love that you gave me props after you forgot.
God, I can't win. I can't fucking win. Anyway,
You can never win.
yeah, no, I know that already.
Don't try.
No, the first 2 words in my vocabulary are "I'm sorry." So
Yeah.
that's the secret to a happy life. Just know the words "I'm sorry."
Oh yeah.
Dude, thanks a lot. This was great.
Anytime, dude. You know that.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
have you back. We'll have you back. I'd love to get you and Ron because I'm sure it will be hilarious.
Yes. Well,
Um,
Ron will just do all the talking, so maybe we'll just set one up where it's just Ron.
All right, yeah, I'd like to get Ron's take. You have a great take. You're a talented dude and you're a great human
Thanks,
being.
dude.
And
I'll try.
having you on the Sesh is a real honor. I'm glad I got to get you. We finally got it together. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Like computer issues.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to be on when? Back in December?
Yeah, we started talking about it. Yeah. So I'm glad we
Yeah.
got you on, dude. And
Yeah.
by the looks of the comments, man, I got a lot of comments here. everybody's really enjoying it, and thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. Go pet your
Thank you for
cat.
having me,
Do
guy.
whatever you got to do.
Well, I'm gonna go party now.
There you
You
go.
know?
Love you, brother. Thanks so much. Really appreciate
Love you
it.
too, my
Seriously,
man.
man. Have a good night.
All right. You
Talk to you
too.
later.
Be
All right, man.
good.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, guys. Danny from Malignancy. That was awesome, right? We had a good time with him. Thanks for all the questions. We'll hang on for a couple of minutes, and then we're out of here. Gonna eat some dinner and shit like that. Thanks for joining us. It was a great sesh. If you guys have any questions, shoot them over, and I'll try to answer them. I see questions are popping up. I'm having a little technical difficulty here. I'll get that fixed because I hear questions popping up. So trying to get it back. There we go. What's for dinner? What's for dinner, Chris? Drew, I don't want to like break your. Usually I eat something good, but I've been on a diet for the past, I guess, a month. I'm down about 12 pounds. So tonight's dinner is just soup. It's not really exciting. So sorry, dude. I wish it was more exciting, but soup's on for dinner. Tomorrow is a big Barracuda day. I'm restoring my center console in my car. That's going to be fun. My wife's going to help me, so that should be good. Get my car out, man. I got to get my car out. So Brandon asks, where's the Burger God? I cannot give you specifics as to where the Burger God is, but we will get some more. Listen, Chris makes the best fucking hamburgers ever. You guys need to try it. We wanted to go on tour and open up a food truck to make money because Chris makes such good burgers. He'll be back next week. So, Andrew, I showed Chris the Sesh shirt and he was impressed. I'm glad. If you guys want actually buy a SmokeSesh shirt, go to internal-bleeding.com and then go to the store and you can buy SmokeSesh shirts, which I think are great, because people will wonder what the fuck is a SmokeSesh. So anyway, Roy, am I? Yeah, dude, I am a Mopar guy. I own right now I own a 2015 Challenger RT Hemi, and my pride and joy, which is sitting in the garage right now, is a 1968 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S 344 speed, fully restored. I spent about 15 years restoring it. So yeah, I'm a Mopar guy. I always will be a Mopar guy, but I love all muscle cars. Just happen to love Mopars more, but Buick, Chevy, AMC, Pontiac, they all make great cars. They just don't make cars like they used to. My Barracuda is completely irresponsible. I mean, it's so funny. I took my Barracuda to my oldest son wrote a biography of the Plymouth Corporation, which was a car company for those of you who don't know. And I brought my car up to the school for a show and tell about a Plymouth car. And it blew my mind that the kids at the school didn't looked at the cranks on the windows and didn't realize that you had to crank the windows to open them, crank the windows to close them. They didn't know what the gear shifter was. They didn't know why there was a clutch pedal. My car doesn't have air conditioning. They didn't understand that. They barely understood that there were no seatbelts in the car or airbags. It was an amazing thing, and I love the irresponsibility of muscle cars. It was all horsepower and zero responsibility and pure freedom. And they basically, the car company left it up to you to be responsible with the car that you had. And that's the way I think it should be. We should all be free and whatever. So that's the way it is, I'm a throwback. I don't know what else to say. So, Roy, I'm glad you love them too, brother. They just don't build them like they used to, man. Now every car is, I'm going to go on a tangent here, and if you guys want to sign off, you can, but every car today the design process starts in a wind tunnel instead of somebody's imagination. where back in the 60s, the design started in somebody's imagination, and it was a real credit to the artist who designed the car, and they were pieces of rolling art. Now the wind tunnel just determines everything, and it sucks. That's just my opinion. So anyway, all right, so it's 6:28, 2 more minutes. Anybody got any IB questions in the last 2 minutes? I'll answer them while I smoke this cigar, and then I'm going to sign off. Just a personal note to everybody watching. Thanks to all old and new fans that have been there either from the beginning or just joining up with IB. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you guys and gals have, I don't know, had our back for all these years, man. It's just a great feeling. I can't express the gratitude. I just can't express the gratitude. When I die, I hope you all show up at my funeral and have a big fucking party and drink a lot of beer, smoke cigars, and, you know. Brandon asks, do Alien Breed next time we play live. That is on the roster to play. So we will do Alien Breed eventually. Right now we're in new album mode, so I don't know about learning new songs right now. So, you know, we'll see what happens, you know. Okay, so dumbass question. Who wrote the lyrics to Anointed and Servitude? It's not a dumbass question. Okay, so the lyrics to Anointed and Servitude were originally written by Wallace Milton, but when we recorded Perpetual Degradation and we threw Wallace out of the band, we couldn't understand half of what he wrote. So I had to go back and read like the Necromonicon or whatever it's called, and I had to read a bunch of other books to learn some of the terminology he was talking about, and I had to make the lyrics cohesive because Wallace had just thrown a bunch of stuff together. So basically, Anointed was written by me and Wallace. Wallace gets the credit for he gets the credit for the big line, "I command thee to rip up the dead." He wrote that, but kind of a weird collaboration because I had to fix what he did. So, you know, that's kind of how it does. Madison or Chicago need the IB fixed. Dude, we want to get back to Chicago so bad. I need to play Reggie's again, and I need to have their wings. So, you know, that's it. Roy, 65 to 73. That's the exact time period I'm talking about, dude. I would go 65 to 71, but 73 works too. Those are the years for my cars. Oh, shit. Roy had a 73 Challenger. I had a 73 Barracuda, dude, in baby shit brown. The color was, it looked like baby shit brown, but the color was autumn metallic brown. 340, 4-speed. I love that car. That was a great car. That's an awesome car, man. Too bad you didn't keep it. So, what else? Well, man, you guys don't stop talking. I love it. So, is there a dream engineer you'd like to produce an IB record? Now, that's a good question. Probably, I mean, he's a little outdated, but probably Terry Date. Terry Date did Life of Agony and stuff like that. I think he got a really thick guitar sound. I think he would do a great job on one of our albums. I would love that. But I don't know. We don't get the budgets to afford like a real producer. But Joe Sincata's awesome, dude. He's, you know, he doesn't have Terry Date's name, but Joe Sincata fucking understands metal. And, I mean, he did a great job on Corrupting Influence. It was fucking amazing what he did. He captured exactly what IB is about, which was we wanted to sound like a live band playing in the studio. We didn't want to sound overproduced, and he nailed it, man. He nailed that 5 guys jamming in a fucking studio sound, and that's what we want. We don't want overproduced crazy. We want as close to what our live sound is as possible, and Joe nailed it, man, and that's great. So, you know. Oh, I didn't know, Tassi, I didn't know Terry did Far Beyond Driven. That explains the fucking thick as fuck guitar tone, you know. So, wow, Brandon, this is a wonderful comment. Thank you. I'm glad we changed your life for the better. That's a really great thing. Remind us of the next. We're set to go into the studio on May 1st and 2nd to record. If you guys watch the beginning of the show, there's a demo that we play. We're going to be recording that. The song is called Overthrow Creation. We're going to record that single and we're going to do a video for it. I don't know when the video and the single will come out, but that's when we're recording. So it's like a month and a half away. We're pretty excited about that. So, you know, that'll be fun. And I think I'm going to sign off now. Love you guys. Thank you all for joining us. Chris will be back next week, and the comedy will continue. I know I'm not the big comedy. I need Chris for my comedy routine. So love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you next week. Hope you're there. The weather's getting nice. We'll be outside. Grab a drink. Join us and have a good time, you know. Love you all. Seriously, love you all. I can't wait to see every one of you on the road. If you're a SmokeSesh watcher and you have never seen us play live, make sure you come up to us. Tell us you watched a SmokeSesh, you know, all that shit. Love to talk to you all, guys. Love you guys. Vaughn, I want to get you on the SmokeSesh. I know you're watching, brother. I want to get you on the SmokeSesh. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to PM you either after I get off or next week. I hope you can take a Saturday for a couple of hours and join us. That's it. Love you guys. Watch the closing credits. I wrote the music.